Hi, my name is Zahra Saeed. I'm Associate Dean for Research and Faculty Development at the University of Washington School of Law.
Can you explain what an NFT is?
NFT, which stands for Non-Fungible Token, is a marker of authenticity that's included with the purchase and sale of certain digital assets. They're a way of using the blockchain ledger to guarantee that an asset that you're buying is authentic and to keep records of transactions. In that sense, it's a unique crypto asset that's linked to an object, which is usually digital, like a clip of a song or a section of a highlight from a basketball game or a tweet or a digital article online or visual art that's produced as a set of digital images.
Why would artists want to sell NFTs?
It allows them to market directly to their audiences or to consumers. It's a really fast way to monetize your work and your ideas. It also cuts out most of the middleman, like publishers, recording companies, and various other distributors and so forth in that chain.
Why would consumers want to buy NFTs?
For me, that's the more puzzling question. And if you're a collector of fine art, you might buy an NFT in the same way that a collector of fine art previously purchased a permission certificate or a certificate of authenticity with a fancy installation or some very high worth work of art. If you're an investor and you purchase an NFT as a speculative asset and you're betting that it's going to appreciate, that also is something that I can understand. In some sense, it's harder to understand why someone would purchase an NFT linked to something that's readily available online, like a New York Times article or a tweet that anybody can see just with a simple Twitter login. The theory is that NFTs allow an ownership interest, but it's not going to allow you to stop anybody else from accessing it or seeing it. So it's not like an ownership right in the way that we typically understand it. All you own is that certificate of authenticity, that NFT itself. You don't actually own the underlying asset.
What copyright issues arise when dealing with NFTs?
If a work of art is layered or a collage, and a number of them are that are bundled with NFTs, there may be lots of different rights holders. There's also a risk that people are minting NFTs with works they don't own, but without being the rights holder, it's likely that that's infringement. There's also the fact that you can't get certain things through copyright that you can get through using a contract. And it's not really clear yet, because this is a new vehicle, whether NFTs will be parallel with certain copyright permissions and exclusive rights, or whether they'll be additional, or whether they'll in some ways compete with them. So there's a lot that hasn't been sorted out yet.
What are some potential pitfalls to keep in mind?
The digital file that contains the work of art that is connected to the token, the NFT that you're purchasing, is stored somewhere. And in most cases, it's stored through a URL provided by the auction house or the platform where you've bought it. So if those companies go bust, your NFT could implode in value. And even beyond that, if you're somebody who's ever forgotten where you put a passport or keys to your car, there are some people who worry that they can't find their digital cryptocurrency or their digital assets, and that this could be one of them.